No, yeah, I mean, I'm shooting right now, but I'm the fact that he can't understand why, what the mechanism is behind evolution is amazing to me. Why do we have a need to evolve? We don't. We have a need to fuck. That's really it. We have a need to procreate. I'm sorry, for those out there who think I'm being vulgar, but it's the truth. There's nothing in me that says I need to do this because I have to evolve. No, that's not how it works. We are, we are hardwired to want to have sex. Okay, humans, dolphins, and I think there might be a couple other species, but I know humans and dolphins, bonobos, monkeys. Um, we are like the only three creatures on this planet that actually enjoy sex for recreation. Okay, but every animal on this planet wants to have sex. I mean, so much so that there are actually spiders and praying, and mantises and others that are willing to die to have sex. The black widow is a prime example. The males are so freaking horny that they know. Okay, they're trying to, their instincts say, I have to have sex. I have to have sex. But you would have to also think that somewhere in their collective, collective thing is like, I know I'm gonna have sex and then I'm gonna die. Because the way, the females eat them. But yet they're so fucking horny that they're willing to risk death to have sex. Wow. That's what evolution is. That's what desires of evolution is, to go and have sex.
And, how did nature get into this process? How was this process decided on? What is it? No.
Again, it's the process is very simple. A need to procreate. A need to procreate. That's it. Every creature since the first living cells have had a need to procreate, to make copies of themselves. Okay? Once they started turning into animals, that need to replicate, to procreate, stayed in their system. And you know what? We're still doing it now. Millions of years ago, when the first organisms came into existence, there was sperm and egg. And the first, from the non-self-replicating animals, guess what? Fucking. That's right. That's pretty much it. Okay? There is a desire to procreate. That's all there is.
We don't know the basics.
We understand the basics extremely well. Okay? How you don't understand the basics of what evolution is, go read Darwin. Man.
We don't know the basics. And of course, that whole primordial soup thing, that's a complete estimation. It's like, there's
bullshit. Man, you are about 20 years behind the times.
There's really no evidence for that.
Abiogenesis. 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 Go look it up. Please, go. Look at the current research on abiogenesis. And you know what it'll tell you? We know what the fuck happened. We're still working out the details, but we know what the hell happened. Okay? The first life on this planet was most likely RNA. Okay? RNA. We have RNA in our system right now. We have DNA, then RNA. DNA came after RNA. RNA is self-replicating. Wow.
Well, how did life begin? Primordial soup. Made
Abiogenesis. We have no one who knows anything about the subject says primordial soup anymore. When you ask them, how did life start? Abiogenesis. Wow.
you know, maybe not. There's
Abiogenesis. We know how it started. It's not a, we're still working out the details, but we know what happened. It's like the Big Bang. We know it happened. Do we know how it happened? Not exactly. Okay, but we know pretty much from about 2 seconds after it happened to today, at least in a big giant outline of the universe. Okay, we know what was made of what the Big Bang was made of. Okay, we also know how the first cells came into existence. Okay, have we been able to prove that in the lab yet? Not yet, but that's part of the fun of science.
about as much evidence against it as for it. So just to assume that's...
There's not any evidence against it. The only evidence against it is the people who have their Bibles and their Qurans and their whatever holy texts and saying, you're wrong, look at this God.
The fact is, that's really insane to me. I mean, accepting evolution as a fact isn't as insane to me because there's a lot of evidence for it.
There's a ton of evidence, not a lot. There's volumes of evidence, okay?
You still have to be skeptical because it's all evidence that we figured out right now with our limited knowledge of science.
Oh, okay. We understand it without having this huge holes in the theory. Okay? Darwin had there was holes in his theory, but you know what? When he died, sitting in his drawer was a letter from a guy who was giving him the gene theory, which explained where some of the holes that Darwin had in his theory. This is not, and that was nearly 200 years ago. Wow.
But accepting something like that is just insane to me. Really, we need to really think on this. We need to really ponder, was it primordial soup? Maybe it was aliens.
No. It was much aliens as it was God. Guess I'm doing another part.